It's been a while since I've done anything at all, actually, even with the layout. So I just thought I'd give a quick update. A few people have asked me for walkthrough plans of my actual layout. To be honest with you, it's still a bit fluid. I'm not entirely sure how it's going to end up, but at the moment, the latest thing I've been doing is relaying my lift-up section. I had to redo the joins where all the track lined up, as it was just going out of alignment, probably due to the fact that the hinges weren't very good on my lift-up section, and I didn't have anything locking it in place, which I do now. So I've basically replaced all the joins with these copper sleepers, so the track's soldered, and the gap's quite narrow actually between the track. It does seem to run quite smoothly, and obviously that's glued and stuck down, so hopefully it's going nowhere. So I've done that on both sides of the lift up section. So like I say, hopefully that'll be better. The other thing I've done is replace the hinges with these brass ones. The ones I had were quite flimsy, so that should help all of that. First board that I'm going to look at, my layout's made up of sort of 4 boards effectively, running around the outer walls of my garage. This first section is a container yard. So the starting from the outer left side, if you like, are the main lines. I've got 4 main lines running. The 2 most outer ones, which are the wood sleeper ones, would be travelling towards you right now if there was locos running on them, and the concrete sleeper ones would be travelling away. No idea whether that's right, wrong or indifferent. It was just how I decided to do it. I don't actually know that much about trains, unfortunately. I just decided to build a layout, and I'm learning as I go along, but yeah, steep learning curve. As you can see, those outer lines aren't laid correctly, so they'll be coming up and being relayed. They're just not very good. This section here is the actual container yard. So those 2 outer lines that I've got the Northern Rail Class 144 sitting on them, they're going to be holding and storage lines, and these 3 lines are actually going to be the lines that the crane's going to move over and unload the container trains. Road will be to the right. I've got a little bit of extension board to put on here, which will be a concrete road, and as you can see here, I still actually haven't finished relaying the track from when I had to lift up all of the lift out section. I am modifying this slightly, as it didn't really run very well. It wasn't very smooth, so hopefully the curves are going to be much shallower, and the locos will run a little bit smoother. So moving along here, that back section, that backdrop's coming off. I'm sure it's out of scale. It's far too big, even though it's meant to be 00. So that's going to have to come off. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to put up there now. I may do my own, maybe not. But the idea is there's going to be a road running all the way along the back of there, and then there'll be a bridge coming across just behind the signal box. It'll come across these lanes, and then there'll be a sloped section coming down to here. And the idea is that, rail will unload here, and then that will then be driven off up over the flyover, back along that road, all the way along to what I'm calling where road meets rail. And the idea is that this is going to be a handoff yard, so where it's going to be loading, unloading and swapping around from road to rail. Then we move on to what is my DMU maintenance refueling board, and this board has basically got a refueling and maintenance depot at this end, with the idea that we've got obviously the 2 inner lines to the left there, and then the 2 outer lines will run from that section. They then effectively move towards the end of this board, where I've put in place Pico engine sheds, and in these Pico engine sheds I have put sunken, if this just lifts off, you can see I have put some sunken maintenance pits in there. There's 2 on this side, and then there is 2 on the other side. I will obviously put lighting and all kinds of things. I've The idea is that I'm going to build this up so that that's all concrete section, so it'll cover the tracking eventually, and then this bareboard section will all be gravel. And then you move off this board onto, this will be a raised section in the corner, so this will all be covered over. Not quite sure what's going to be on there, maybe a town scene. And you're moving on to my station section. So the idea is this board will just be platforms, big station with roofs possibly halfway along, maybe the Pico roofing, the curved stuff I'll put probably about halfway down, but the idea is that I want to be able to fit a full length 125, 225, and obviously you can see there an 11 car Pendolino which will fit in. I've also got 14 car Euro Star train which obviously won't fit in completely, but some of it will be hidden under the tunnel section. Along that back section there's a little bit of extension board to go on. I've got 3 what are basically going to be storage lines, but I'm going to make that look like a Royal Mail loading and unloading depot plus a few other bits and pieces, but ideally it'll just be storage for trains. And then we move over to the end of the station section where here there's going to be a road bridge going across, the idea just to break up that section. Then round onto what I'm calling the country section, which is the bit I've started on first. There'll be a little sort of yard here. Maybe I'll be adding a bit of section to this part of the corner there. I'm going to fill that in and maybe put some more buildings in there. Still got some work to do on that back wall. A lot of bushes and shrubbery and stuff like that to put in. This is another small maintenance yard. Idea being this is going to be maybe a Freightliner maintenance shed to service the Freightliner locos that'll be operating the container yard. So again, this is just effectively going to be a countryside section, and at the moment I've been having a stab probably being the ultimate word, to make my own overhead catenary. I'm just chopping up the Pico stuff, to be honest with you, and then using some plastic strips to make my own. And that's basically it. So again, there's going to be a little refueling depot in here. This one's already got lighting and stuff in it, and so's this engine shed. I've actually put LEDs in each of those exterior lights. I think I did a video about that. If not, once I wire this section up, I'll redo all of that. And that's it. I think that's basically a quick walk around of where I currently am at the moment, and this is pretty much all of the scenery pieces that I've done. This is the section I'm working on at the moment, so this is the area where you'll probably see some progress.